Hello everyone, are you thinking to come to the UK as a student? If you are, then this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to discuss all the procedures, rules and regulations for the students. If you watch the video till the end, you will have lots of answers that you are looking for. So stay tuned. Before I start recording this video, I want to make sure to you that I'm not a lawyer or not a legal advisor. I came to UK as a student, so in this video, all the messages that I'm going to share with you is based on my experience and the information available on the gov.uk. Although all the informations that I'm going to share on this video is genuine, but I will still suggest you to do your own research by exploring gov.uk website. At first, I would like to discuss who can apply for the student visa. There are two types of visas for students. If you are 16 and above, then you can apply for the student visa. But if you are below 16, then you have to apply through a child student visa. I will discuss about the child student visa in a different video. There are some other requirements as well. First of all, you have to be offered a place on a course by a licensed student sponsor. Secondly, you have to have enough money to support yourself and pay your tuition fees. Thirdly, you have to prove that you can speak, read, write and understand English. And finally, if you are between 16 and 17, you have to present the consent from your parents. At this point, I'm going to elaborate the requirements so that you don't get confused at any point. All the universities and academic institutions doesn't have the right to sponsor students. Only the licensed student sponsor institutions can issue the confirmation of acceptance for studies, which is also known as CAS. I will provide the link in the description box from where you can check all the institutions which has the license to sponsor students in the UK. If you think the video is informative to you, please subscribe my channel and share it with your friends. The second requirement is you need to have sufficient amount of money in your bank account that can prove that you can survive in the UK and you can pay the tuition fees. How much money do you need to have in your bank account? It solely depends on your course fee because living expenses is same for everyone. Before I start explaining the money function, I would like to ensure you that there are some universities who will ask you to pay a certain amount of money before they issue the CAS letter. So for example, let's say your course fee is £20,000 and your university have asked you to pay £10,000 before they issue the CAS letter. Which means for the course fees in your bank statement, you have to show that you have another 10,000 in your account. The next amount that you have to show in your bank statement is your living expenses. If you are coming to London for study, you have to have £1,334 for 1 month and you have to show that you have equivalent to 9 months of the amount, which is total of £12,006. But if you are coming out of London, you have to show that you have £1,023 to spend per month for 9 months, which is a total amount of £9,207. Now we can calculate how much do you need to show in your bank account. Let's take the previous example of 20,000 tuition fees where you have paid 10,000 before the institution has issued the CAS letter. So you have to show that you have another 10,000 in your bank account, and if you are coming to London, you have to have £12,006 in your bank account. So in total, if you are coming to London, you have to show that you have £22,006 in your account. And if you are coming out of London, you have to show you have £9,207 for your living expenses. So in total, you have to have £19,207 in your bank account. However, I will suggest you to put 1 or 2,000 extra in the account so that if any changes occurs, it doesn't affect your application. A very important information about the money sector, which is how long you have to have that amount of money in your bank account. So the amount of money that you have to show in your bank statement, it has to be in your account for 28 consecutive days, and that 28 consecutive days has to be within the 31 days before the day you will apply for the visa. The third requirement is the English proficiency. You must prove that you can read, write, speak, and understand English. You can prove that by passing a secure English language test from an approved provider. On the gov.uk, they have enlisted few approved providers. For example, Pearson Academic UKVI, IELTS Academic, or IELTS UKVI, or you can even take ESOL exam. If anyone wants to study degree or above, they must have an English level of level B2, and if anyone is coming to UK to study below degree, they must have level B1. I believe at this point you have understood all the requirements that you need to fulfill before you apply for the student visa. Let's talk about the documents that you need for the visa application. You must have a valid passport, a caste letter from the institution where you are going to study. Then you must produce a bank statement. You might need to produce an ATAS certificate, depends on the nationality and the course that you are going to do. You also have to give the result of TB test and a written consent from your sponsors. And if you are below 18, you must need to give a consent letter from your parents, and also you have to show the proof of the relationship between you and your parents. You might ask, when can you apply for the visa? The earliest you can apply for the visa is 6 months before you start your course. And how long it takes to make the decision? Usually it takes 3 weeks, but it can take longer, depends on the cases. How can you apply for the visa? You have to apply through online. In the video description box, I will give the link from where you can apply for the UK student visa. There are 2 other fees that you have to pay during the application process. The first fee is the application fee, which is £490 at this moment. Secondly, you have to pay the healthcare surcharge, also known as health insurance, which is £776 per year. But how much you have to pay as a health insurance depends on the length of your course. In the video description box, I will give the link from where you can check how much you have to pay as a health insurance. If you are still watching the video, which will mean that you are enjoying the video or the video was informative to you, so I will request you to subscribe my channel, which will motivate me to create more content like this. You might be thinking to bring your dependents with you in the UK. The UK government has made some changes after the 1st of January 2024 for the dependents. Now, if you want to bring dependents with you, you must have to enroll in a research-based master's program or in a PhD or postdoctorate program. Who can be your dependents? Well, your dependent can be your husband, your wife or civil partner, your unmarried partner, and your child who are under 18 years old. In terms of evidence with the dependent, you have to show a marriage certificate or a civil partnership certificate for your partner, and for the children you have to produce a birth certificate that will prove that you are the legal parent of the child. Whether the dependents are coming with you or separately, they also have to prove that they have financial abilities to stay in the UK. So if you are coming to London for a study, for the dependents, you have to show they have £845 to spend for a month for up to 9 months, which will be total amount of £7,605. However, if you are coming out of London, for the dependents, you have to show that you have £680 to spend for a month for up to 9 months, which will be total amount of £6,120. This amount has to be for each dependent. Let's talk about the work permit. As a student, usually you can work 20 hours per week in the UK. However, there are some exceptions. If you are not allowed to work in the UK, it will be mentioned in your immigration status. However, the dependent can work unlimitedly in any sector. Thank you for watching the video. If you think the video was informative to you, please subscribe the channel and share it with your friends so that they can also be benefited.